WWE is so petty. Can you believe that they are going to have John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Paul Heyman all on NXT just to compete with AEW? Guys, you wanted competition and you got it. I really don't understand where all the outrage is coming from, especially considering that this was AEW's choice to go head to head with NXT. And to be honest with you, I think this is awesome. I think this is going to do a lot of great things for both companies. But truth be told, the outrage is very silly. Look, Tony Khan made the conscious decision to have Luchasaurus versus Edge on that same episode that they go head to head with NXT. Now, I don't know if Tony Khan thought maybe, hey, we're going to go up against another standard NXT. We've beat them before. It's all going to be good. I don't know if that's what he was thinking, but guys, WWE was not going to sit back and take that shit.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
No, but for real, I really don't get where the outrage is coming from. Honestly, a lot of people are pissed off that WWE is answering back with pretty much the all-star team going head to head with AEW, but they're literally just responding to the choice that AEW made by competing with them on Tuesday night. And honestly, the fact that fans are so bothered and offended by this is so weird, considering that fans should want to watch the best possible product, and AEW is literally forcing WWE to do something amazing here. That's incredible. Like, literally, if AEW doesn't exist, WWE wouldn't do this. And if WWE doesn't do this, we don't get fun nights like we're about to have when this episode kicks off. I'm actually pretty convinced that wrestling fans really just don't give a shit about wrestling. Like, they're too busy arguing on social media whether or not WWE NXT is considered developmental or main roster. And then you got the other fans who are so worried about AEW being considered competition or not being considered competition to the WWE. Like, people would rather argue about these small little things instead of the actual product. Like, they really don't give a shit about the product that they're watching, but they care about these little business things that like really don't impact their life whatsoever. And honestly, I think these little business decisions that are being made in both companies are leading to a very fun wrestling industry to watch. So like, I just don't understand it whatsoever. And me personally, as a fan, I love it. Also, as a content creator, I freaking love it even more because holy shit, it's going to be a freaking awesome night of creating content because we're literally going to have AEW and WWE put their best foot forward to give us one hell of a night. And guys, that's what makes wrestling fun. I don't know about you, but of course, as somebody who judges business decisions and creative booking, like that's literally my job, I still never forget to be a fan. And at the end of the day, I love when wrestling is good. And this is literally something that forces both companies to be good. So I'm just trying to understand, why is there all of this outrage? And for whatever reason, whenever people do have this fake outrage, it's always against the WWE, but literally nobody is talking about the fact that it was AEW's decision to compete with NXT head to head on that night, which honestly, I'm glad that they are. I'm glad that AEW's TV deal with Warner allows them to flex their episode because this should happen every so often. And when it happens, that just means better episodes for us, the fans, moving forward. And of course, if this was something that was happening every single week, like the old Wednesday Night Wars, yeah, I'd probably be opposed to it because honestly, it does become a little bit harder to actually watch both shows, flipping the channels, watching on multiple screens, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, if it's once in a while, I think it's cool. It's harmless. It doesn't hurt WWE. And it doesn't hurt AEW. Guys, AEW won the Wednesday Night War, and at the end of the day, NXT is still here, and in fact, NXT is absolutely killing it. So at the end of the day, why does it matter? Why are people so bought into this? Why are so people bought into like waving the flag for one company versus the other? It's the tribalistic bullshit that exists in the wrestling industry that is honestly not fun. It's not cool. It doesn't literally help any company. It doesn't make WWE or AEW look better. And if anything, I just think it makes fans look absolutely terrible. And it's always so funny to me how people say, oh, well, WWE knows they can't beat AEW with their developmental, so they got to use main roster stars. And honestly, that would be really funny, but like WWE NXT has always had main roster stars cross over. Anybody who's ever watched NXT since 2012 knows this. So at the end of the day, it's really not that true of a statement, but this is also why people on social media are saying that this is John Cena's first time on NXT, even though it's very clearly not his first time on NXT. They just simply don't watch NXT. Actually, a lot of people that are having this fake outrage pretty much don't watch NXT at all, and that's why they are so misinformed here. I always find it even more fascinating when WWE says that they're not competition with AEW, because obviously they are. No shit. Literally, it's like WWE is competition with absolutely every company out there, but they're not gonna sit here and prop you up and make it look like you're a big threat to their business. Now, of course, wrestling fans really harp onto this because, again, fake outrage, but ultimately, I actually think it's a good thing that WWE as a corporation comes out and says, look, they're not competition, they're a pissant company. That's great. What does it do? It should inspire AEW to really come out here and grow their business to be a legitimate threat to WWE's business. Why? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to force WWE to have a better product. And if you don't believe me, watch WWE pre-AEW and watch WWE with AEW, and you will see that WWE completely improved their product. Competition is great for the business. WWE can sit here publicly and act like there's no competition, but they are literally competing with absolutely everything. NFL, NBA, UFC, Impact, GCW, MLW, NWA, AEW. And some of you might be like, well, they're not competing with NWA. NWA doesn't threaten their existence. Guys, that's not what competition is. Competition is a whole bunch of other things that get in the way of you watching WWE, and all of these things could potentially do that. So at the end of the day, I actually love the fact that WWE took the stance that AEW is not competition, because one, it's going to make people get really angry and heated, but two, it should make AEW feel like it's going to need to really step up and really provide a kick-ass program to the point where people actually believe that they are competition. And if you look at what's happened in recent years, that's exactly what's happened. People do believe AEW is competition. If WWE didn't believe AEW is competition, WWE wouldn't be bringing John Cena, Paul Heyman, Asuka, and all of these other people to NXT to compete with them. So at the end of the day, what does that result in? A better TV product. Now that, my friends, is exactly what I want out of pro wrestling. I want a better TV product, and truth be told, if this is the way we're going to get it, I'm all for it. And if you don't think that competition has a lot to do with the results that you're seeing on TV, then think again. When Triple H came into power within WWE, AEW really started to improve because WWE started to improve. At the end of the day, competition is literally forcing AEW to step up, and AEW doing really well is forcing WWE to step up. Meanwhile, us fans are pretty much getting spoiled because without AEW, none of that would happen and we'd get the same old boring WWE. So is WWE petty? Abso-freaking-lutely. Is AEW petty? Abso-freaking-lutely. But Tony Khan said it himself, AEW is a challenger brand, and when there's a challenger brand coming for your spot, you're going to try to deliver the very best results. So fans, watch your product, and this is literally what WWE is doing. I saw a tweet from 2019, somebody posted, everybody wants WWE competition until WWE treats them like competition. And that right there perfectly sums up everything you need to know about WWE. But that's big business, and at the end of the day, I say that a lot, I know, but at the end of the day, it's important that this competition exists. Stop with the fake outrage. Enjoy the Tuesday Night War. It's only happening for one night, unless, of course, AEW decides to move the time or something of that show. But for now, it appears the war is on for one night. So all of the WWE soldiers and AEW soldiers, let's get together. Let's actually watch the show together and let's enjoy it. You guys could join my Discord. I'm sure we'll be having a lot of fun talking about it. Expecting 2 great episodes. WWE's petty? Hell yeah. But is this pettiness going to lead to a freaking awesome night of wrestling? Hell yeah.